Hello everybody, my name is Solo, welcome back to the channel, and by request I'm going to be making this video. Now I'm going to preface this video by saying that the only reason majority of people do macroing, which is what this video is about, is because the devs have not made any effort to make being active in the game more profitable than just AFK macroing parts of the game. So people are macroing because like they can go and do something else while their game is running in the background. And for the people who are saying, well, you're just being lazy, you don't want to actively play the game. No, I don't want to actively sit there and do the same thing over and over and over again because the devs refuse to make active playing better than macroing. And they're like them pushing, oh, these are better endless rewards and all this other stuff is kind of BS, because if they wanted endless to be better than macroing, they wouldn't make it so then endless gives out less rewards than doing nightmare on the very first stage of the game. So yeah, let's see. So in 2 minutes I can make 70 gems, and I already did a test. In 2 minutes I think I got like 40 gems from endless, meaning that it's just better for a lot of people to macro. Like it's not a thing of I'm encouraging people to be lazy. I'm doing this specifically because I want the devs to acknowledge the fact that they have made this game basically so so much that you need a macro or you need to be paying for these passes, that you either do one or the other. You can't, like, you can do both. If you do, I think you're kind of scummy, but yeah, it's either one or the other. If you don't like macro, you're probably going to be like falling behind. You're not going to be getting as many like gems, as many things. Also, when we get done macroing, we're going to do a 50 summon on the boosted banner. That's why I have 24k down here. But yeah, so that's why I'm doing it. If you guys don't like macroing, don't watch the video. You don't need, like, I'm not going to sit there and force you to watch the video. It's fine. But this is how I set up my macro. Now, for this macro, I just recommend having Grandma SquarePants for me. If you have other ones that you think can carry like the early game before you can get realistic fish head out, use those instead. But for me, I have a shiny Wumbo Grandma SquarePants that's at 5 stars, so I just use her. I do have Jellyfish Jam on her. I'm debating if that's a good idea. Gotta be honest, it hasn't been paying off too well. But anyway, I use her, and then I use either Quickster or Realistic Fish Head, whichever one comes first. But yeah, this is how I set it up. So firstly, you're going to need this little application down here, if you guys can see me looking at it. This is called Tiny Task, and this is what it looks like when you open it. Now, some of the preferences I usually put on is I hit continuous playback, and then I will have my recording key be F8, and then my playback is F12. So yeah, with that being said, I'll move that off screen so then it's not blocking anything. Yeah, Tiny Task is very, very tiny, well, as a program. But what you do is you go to Act 1, Act 1, Stage 1, go to Nightmare, and then you hit Friends Only, I'm Ready, and then you start it. Now, what I like to do is I like to run it once, and then get to, like, where I want my character to be like, the most optimal, because if you don't, you're going to be trying to, like, reach across and put them out that way, and I like to just put it like this. So then that way I can set it up in a certain way to have it easily go through and repeat itself. Make sure you have your 2 times turned on, or if you have higher speeds, turn those on, because that's going to make it easier. You'll see what problem I'm having with the Grandma Squarepants with Jellyfish Jam here in a second, because the fish are going to start coming down to like here where I'm standing. And it's going to start, yeah, becoming a problem. But don't worry. A little bit after that starts becoming a problem, you can put down your realistic fish head or your Quixer or whoever you deem fitting to do this. As long as it's a mythic that does enough damage, you'll be fine. Now, afterward, literally the only thing you're going to upgrade is the mythic. But again, we haven't put on the macro yet, so I'm just going to sit here and kind of mess around. And again, I'm going to put myself in a position where I can look at the entranceway, right, and make it easy for me to place down units when I start. But again, we also have to get through our first run. Now, I do recommend before you go in and do this, if you're going for like levels or if you're going for gems or whatever have you, if you have any 2 times of any of those, I would pop those just to, you know, give you more. And yeah, I'm just looking again. Whenever it becomes available, we'll be upgrading fish head. And then we kind of just wait for this to end. Which it ends at round 15 if you guys don't know. Again, very first stage, all you have to do is beat it on hard. And then if you have like a rare, and most mythics will be able to carry you through this pretty easily. Even then, there are some rares that can do it. Like I believe like a decently leveled Elastic Waistband can do it pretty easily. But there's ways of going through this without mythics. I just do it with a mythic. Okay. So this is where we start recording on our macro. So hit whatever button you designated. Mine's F8. And we hit replay. And we place down Grandma. And we do this just so then it goes through. And then we'll wait until it wants us to place down another one. Place it down. During this whole time, it's recording what we're doing. So what we're going to do is I'm going to get realistic fish head in position to be placed down. And then as soon as I'm able to, I'll place him down. Now, what I like to do is I like to hit F, pull up the unit manager, and then just hover over here on top of realistic fish heads upgrade button, and then wait. And then as soon as it's available, click upgrade. And then we're going to upgrade fish head at least 2 more times before the end of this. Like so. And as you can see, they're just coming through, getting decimated, and then keep coming through. And by the end of this, we'll have a tier 3 fish head. And yeah, we'll have the entirety of the macro set up. Now, at the end here, you're going to want to end the macro as soon as you see the end screen pop up. So keep that in mind. So we'll do our last one, and then I'm just going to hover my finger over my F8, which is my stop recording button, which is the same as the recording button. And then I'm going to wait for them to get through these last 2 waves and the boss. And then again, as soon as I see that page pop up, saying that, oh, you won, I'm going to hit the stop recording and then hit F12, which is my playback button. And then you guys will see like what happens. So as soon as it pops up, I hit stop it, and then I hit F12 and it starts going. And as you guys can tell, I'll just go ahead and you guys can probably hear this. That's me crinkling up a bag in my hands. Yeah, hands-free. And honestly, the perfect occasion to do this is like when you're about to go to bed and just let it run for the night. Again, pop your double XP, double coins, double diamonds before you do this, and you'll be farming pretty well. I didn't do it because this is just me showing the farming method for it. But yeah, so the only things that this tiny task does not track is camera movements. Because of the way the camera works for Roblox, it does not track you clicking and right clicking and sliding. So don't try to move your camera. Make sure you're in position before you start recording, because again, when you go and redo it and redo it and redo it and redo it, it's not going to move your character, unlike FNTD. You can literally just sit there. Another thing, this is PC only, so no Xbox, no PlayStation, no phone, no tablet. This is only for a computer. This is a computer application, so just to let you guys know. And also, again, just because I'm showing you how to do this doesn't mean you need to do it. A lot of people are doing it just based on how this game's set up now. Because people want to get, diamonds, they want to get, getting to summons, they want, more chances of getting, the secret and things like that, and they don't want to sit there and stare at their screen for, 12 hours and get a massive headache, clicking and clicking and clicking, getting carpal tunnel, because, again, the devs haven't actively given anything to be active in. 100%, you could probably macro the raid at this point, because the way that they do it, all you'd have to do is have your units sit at the back of the raid, and you could probably macro the raid. I think it's more feasible to macro the later or the easier raid than it is to macro the regular one. But as you can see, it's going to replay and just keep going while I'm explaining. But yeah, and a lot of people are tilted over this. There's a lot of people on the Discord and in YouTube comments, including my own, that get really mad about, oh, well, this is so lazy. I'm gonna be honest with you, please cry more, because I'm not gonna sit there and spend, thousands of dollars on, golden trait rerolls that are not available outside of paying real money for them, unless you get lucky and somebody trades you them. The double the luck stuff, that used to be a forever pack at one point. The ability to buy a raid unit just straight up with money, which I think is stupid and should not be a thing. And then also the fact that, there's a lot of people on this that, literally their answer to any of these games that are like this FNTD or others is just, let me spend my entire bank account just so that I can be the top player. And if we're going to keep going down this road with people just spending money to become the top player, then I am not heartbroken that I macro a game that literally has no interest in making active playtime a fun thing to enjoy. Don't get me wrong, the new map I think is really cool with its effects, the water and then the sandy spur in it. But again, they're not actively making stuff like endless mode or anything else really worth farming over 1-1 besides maybe the raid. But even then, with the raid, you could probably just macro that too eventually, because again, how the replay works is you stand in the same spot. So I'm not really, at this point, I'm not really sympathetic with like anti-macro specifically for this game. FNTD I'll actively play all the time, but this game, like, unless you have secrets and stuff and you can do all the like cool stuff, like you're not gonna be doing what other people are doing. Okay, so I did undo the macro, by the way. I hit F12, and one thing I will say about the macro is you do kind of have to reset it up a little bit when you redo it, and of course me doing that was just me showing you how to do it, so to speak. But yeah, I always kind of laugh when people get super mad about stuff like macros or things like that, because it's like it shows a very real issue of developers are now getting so greedy that the way that they're putting stuff in just makes it so then it's super impossible for you not to macro at this point, unless you want to just like bang your head against the wall for like hours. And I saw some guy was like, oh yeah, macro conch street face off. I'm not doing that. 1-1's easy enough. I don't need to do that. The only thing I think I'd macro next, if I get around to it, is doing this. And that's only once I get like everything set up and like a decent team together. But even then, that's still few and far between, right? But anyway, another cool thing about being able to do that is you can actually go ahead and get some challenge or some, yeah, what do you call them, quests done as well. And when they reset for the day, like when the daily quests reset, you can redo those too. So yeah, let me get to 25,000 and then we'll come back. Okay, and before you ask, yes, I did actively play those 3 rounds I needed to get to 25,000. Let's see how well 25,000 gems works for a free-to-play player with the new summons. Because as you guys know, there is the boosted summons now, and yeah, there's a 50 summon on the boosted summon. So we're going to do that and see if we get anything that we want. Right now, the boosted summons are going to be Mermaid Man, Schmitty, and Dirty Dan, which I do not have Dirty Dan, actually. But I'd really love to get the secret Plankton or any mythic, to be honest. Let's see. Bro, this is... I was about to say, that was all uncommon. I got 2 mythics out of that. I'm happy about the Krusty Krabs. But yeah, I'm gonna be honest here. I'm glad I got Dirty Dan. Dirty Dan, I wanted to try out. And I think I got another Schmitty, which means soon I can get another star into Schmitty. Actually, I can get a star into King Neptune too. I'm gonna be honest, that was kind of bad. But also, like, every time they show off that, it's always like someone who has like really high luck that they're showing. Ooh, one more Krusty Krab and we have a 5-star Krusty Krab. But yeah, I just summoned 50, so it's going to give me a bunch of stuff for summoning 50 times. Again, would really love to have the actual pass. Unfortunately, still can't spend any Robux per my own rules. So alas, that is going to bring our video to an end. If you guys did enjoy the video, as always, hit the like button. Comment down below. What do you guys think of the new boosted summons? I think they're cool, but also there's like high chance of just getting still nothing, so I'm not sure. But yeah, let me know your thoughts in the comments below, and as always, don't forget to subscribe, turn on post notifications so then you never miss a video, and I will see you guys Gotta do the right outro. I hope you guys have a good day. Stay safe out there, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye bye.